Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to make some matchbook notepads or mini matchbook notepads. A couple of them are a little bit bigger, but they all have paper in them. I'm going to do 4 today. Each one has just a little something different going on with it. So I hope you enjoy the video, and if you do, check out my other ones. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now I have my little notes sitting off to the side here, of course, you know. Now, excuse me just a minute. Oh, I still have a cough I can't get rid of. I have all of them cut out, pretty much all inked. My little note papers that go inside, I still have to ink them up a little bit. But this first one is going to be about 7 inches long and just over 3 1/4 wide. And my little notepad, they're all cut at 3 by 3, and then I tore a couple of the pages. I actually tore all of them, but the first 2 are a little bit shorter. So all we're going to do is just fold this bottom up and fold this under where we think we might want it. Now, I made a score line on here. I highlighted it with the ink. And then we're going to just add our paper into it. Now, let me see. I want to highlight the edges of my note paper. I'll just make it look a little bit better. Let me put this paper down here so I can get my ink mess on this, and then I can shake it off. At first I was only going to tear the first 2 pieces of paper, and then I thought I liked the look so well. I actually think I tore the paper for all of them. Just makes it look a little more interesting. So all I'm going to do is just ink the top. Now the inside of it, because my paper is all single-sided, the inside, I just used my one floral stamp and I stamped on it. And then I just highlighted some of the flowers a little bit with the blue, just to dress it up a little bit. So this is what the papers look like. And I cut 6 for each matchbook. I'm just going to put this down here. I'm going to push it all the way down in to that edge. And then I'm going to staple it down here at the bottom. And I think because it's wider and these staples are small, I'm going to do 4. That one was down a little farther than the other one, but that's okay. Then when you fold it over, it'll just sit down in there. Now, I like some of these wider ones because, you know, you can put them in your journals. You can stick them in a pocket. Let me see here. What do I have? I just use this envelope as a for instance. This little envelope. This could be like your pocket, and it could stick in, you know, as a little tuck space or anything like that. And kind of at a loss now what I did. On here for the decoration, I'm going to put a little bit of cheesecloth. I'm going to put this little flower on here. So I'm going to take this out because it'll tuck under a little bit. So we'll just fold it out flat. And then I'm going to put the little word happy. So I'll just go all around this with my my glue. Glue that cheesecloth down. I've kind of messed with the matchbooks before, but I never did a video. So I just thought that would be a good idea. And then I'm just going to have my flower on there like that. Everybody makes them, you know, a little bit different way. And I just thought it was good to just add a few different ways. I'm going to put this on here like this, so my little flower up there doesn't go over the edge. And I'm going to put my little word happy on. These are almost kind of fall colors, but that's okay by me because I love fall. And we'll just tuck it in. And now, if you run out of your little note papers in there, all you have to do is take your staples back out again and just put more note paper in. Now, I know what I was going to do on here. Kind of losing my train of thought. I'm going to use this blue baker's twine, and I'm going to wrap it around a couple times. This is a little bit heavier baker's twine. And if you don't like the staples showing, you can cover them up with something. But they're so small, I'm not even going to. Now, what I want to do here is kind of tie a bow. I'm going to go underneath all of the thread. Now, I just hope that I have a long enough string, otherwise I'll have to take it off and cut more. I don't think I gave myself enough. Now, you always could just leave it tied in a knot, but I want a bow. And then on the back, I'll put some glue on it to hold it in place. And I think this time, before I cut it, which is probably what I should have done last time. I'm not the best bow tire. I can tie them neat when I'm just messing around, but I don't always tie them neat when I need to. There, now I don't think that's too bad. Oh, hope I'm not off camera. Kind of unwrapped my my strings there. So I think that'll be all right. And I can go on the back. Yeah, well, let me glue this one down first. I use my Fabri-Tac because I think it'll hold it better. I don't want it flopping all over the place, because then it'll come off. Then to make the strings look the same, I could just unwind this one, make it look a little fringy. And we can go on the back and just glue a little in the center, and that'll hold them down. And there's the first one, and I think that turned out cute. I hope I didn't staple my, no I didn't. And then I think the papers look really cute, highlighted with the ink. And then you just fold it back under. You can also drop these in your purse or your book bag, anything like that, just for little notes. That's the first one. Now let me see the second one. Kind of forget to put my pin back in my glue, then it kind of clogs up. Now on this one I did the same thing. I cut the two front papers shorter, so I'm just going to go ahead and ink them up real quick. And on this one I have gray with flowers on. I just think the flowers are so pretty, and there's black in it. But I had gray ink, but must not be, or I can't find it. So I guess I didn't tear these. Well, let me tear these real quick. And all this is coffee dyed paper. Okay. So that just makes them stand out a little bit. Now this one, I didn't go over it with any of the other colors because there was whites on the outside and colors that matched the paper. So I just left this one as it was when I stamped it. Now before I add the paper in there, I'm going to add this. Now when you have a regular matchbook, you have a striker plate. And that's what you strike the match over. So on this one, I'm going to add this to the bottom, and that's going to be our striker plate. So that'll be a little bit different. So I'll put my glue on the outside and inside both so I can catch both. Oh, and I'll tell you in a minute how long this one is. And I think, let me see. I only made, well, this is about almost 1.25 inches wide. And I just folded it in half. And then when I inked this bottom so it wouldn't show the white from the paper. And I just need to barely trim that. And I'll just go around on this side and trim this. And when you close it, that just dresses it up a little bit. And I thought the black went really good with this. And then we're going to add some bling to this when we get all done. Now we're going to take our paper, put it down inside. No, I couldn't. I was going to say I should have stapled this shut and then put that on, but I couldn't. So I'm going to staple this shut. I'm only going to put 3 in this one. And I don't mind seeing the staples, but you can put lace or anything over them. On the back doesn't even hardly show. On real matchbooks there was staples, at least one. Then down here I'm just going to glue a few of these gems across there just to highlight it a little bit. But first we'll add our butterfly and our little phrase. I think this one's a phrase. Yes. Make pretty things. Okay, so I'm just going to put some more cheesecloth on. Put this on it. And then just stick this little blue butterfly on there because I thought the blue butterfly went really good with the gray. Having it laying down like this though, I hope I put it where it belongs. So I want it kind of angled. Let's make for sure. And then our little butterfly won't go off the top. And this can also be considered like a mass make. I didn't tell you the size of this. let's see, so 6 1/2, let me see, 7 1/8, because this part here is folded over. So this was about 7 1/8 long, and I made it 2 3/4 wide. And then my little paper pads were 2 1/2 by about 2 3/4. Over here dropping stuff on the floor. That was a lot of glue. I think that one's pretty. And putting this over the folded part there also just makes that a little bit heavier. Okay, so now let me see. These are hooked together, so I'm going to try to leave them that way. See how many I want to put, but I still have to put glue down because I don't trust the sticky stuff on here. So I use my Fabri-Tac, and hopefully the Fabri-Tac will stick to this adhesive that's on the back of them. Because if I take it off, then I'm going to have to put each individual one down. Okay, so let's try that. And this will just give it a little glitzy. Make it pretty. And I'm putting them over them staples, so that'll help cover them up on the front. Oh, and I think that's cute. So there you go, that's a fancy notepad. I didn't get that piece of paper inked very much. Let's put it in backwards. I put it in backwards. Okay, so there's number 2. All right, now number 3. Now on this one, let me just put this away. This one is a really, really long one. And this one is a whole lot different. I'm going to go ahead, so I don't forget to ink my paper. Let's go ahead and ink my paper. Edges on these are all torn. Now on these other ones that I did, you don't have to score anything, you just fold them. But on this one, you have to score on it. And my score marks were, now wait a minute, let me tell you how long it is. It is 9 1/2 by 2. And my score marks were at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/2, and 9. So them was my score marks. So on this side here, you use a circle punch, and you just cut out a little thumb notch. See if I'm about even. I generally don't get my thumb notches very even. And then I'll just ink this again. And then we're going to lay it like this. Make sure I'm doing it right. Yes, I am. We're going to lay it like this. It's almost like it's laid backwards. Yes. And we're going to run glue down each side because we're going to make a little pocket. Just a small glue line. And then we'll just fold it over. Let me ink on the outside on my little thumb notch. So this is Matchbook with a little pocket. And then we're going to put a little tag in the pocket, and we're still going to have our paper in the pad. So then, when that's done, you turn it back over to the right side. And this folds under and under, and it tucks in. Now, when I did this one, because like I say, I only had single-sided paper, I put 2 pieces of this together so it would be double-sided. And so it made the paper heavier. So my paper really cracked. But I just inked it up good. Then this will just fold right up over that. And then we'll have our, I have to wait for my glue to dry because this paper's heavy. We'll just have our little tag go right in that pocket. And that'll be cool. So that'll be our third kind. Now while I'm waiting for that glue to dry, I'm just going to go ahead and decorate this up because then it can lay down flat. I'm just going to make a little cluster on the front. Just going to use them little tags, and I'm just going to do that on the front, and that'll be good. Because the paper's busy, so it doesn't really need a lot. So if you made matchbooks like this, it would be better if you had double-sided paper. Now I really did stamp on the other side because I was going to do that, but it just didn't look right the way I had to fold it the different ways. So, and when I printed this, I printed it on a little bit heavier paper anyway. So if I was going to do it again and do glue 2 papers together, I would just do the regular printer paper weight. As far as weights of paper go, yeah, I don't know. So there's that. And I thought that was cute. And we can just go ahead and add our little mat on our tag. Now I didn't grab out a little topper for this. Let's see if I need to. See if I need to cut that a little smaller. I think maybe on each side, I'm just barely going to trim this. So my paper that I just matted on there might look a little off, but that'll be all right. I went in closer at the top than I did the bottom. So let's see now. That's much better. So this little tag now measures about 1.5 by almost, well, yep, 3 inches. So 1.5 by 3 inches. So that's what the little tag measures now. And that fits right down in there, and when it's closed, you see your little tag sticking out. So now I think we can go ahead and put our papers in there. And we're just going to fold this part over. And now that's going to make that pretty thick. I almost think that I should cut this off and just have that, because that's going to make that too thick. So I cut like 1/2 inch off of the length. Let's see. 9.5 is what it says on my little notes. Yep, that would be about right. So now, if you cut it around 9, you can play with it. So I'm just going to turn this up so it's single. So see, there I go changing in midstream. I like to do things like that, keeps it interesting. So I'm going to stick that all the way down into the little groove. And I'm going to staple it in. And I'll just put 3 staples. Now to stick that back in there, you might want to pull your little tag out, because that makes it a little heavy. And we can put the tag back in. So that's definitely a little bit bulkier of a matchbook. And I'm going to put some of these little gold gems across there. I'm just going to leave them all hooked together. I'm only going to put a single. Okay. I think that goes good with the color of the paper. I actually got them on there cockeyed. Wow. Guess I wasn't paying attention to that too good, was I? So, just pull your little tag out. Hope I don't knock gems off again. Pull this out. You can tell where my paper ragged out there. Take your little papers. And then just fold that back in there. Can't believe I put that on cockeyed. And just add your little tag back. So there's a third one. Okay, now this is the last one. Oh, this one I did in strawberry paper. I just highlighted my flowers with a little bit of pink. Now this one I'm going to make an altered paper clip out of. So let me go ahead, ink up my paper. I have enough red in this thing so I don't even have to ink it. Alright, so just going to go ahead, staple my papers in. And if you just really don't like using staples, you can glue them in. I think on this one, I'm just going to put one in the center. See what it looks like. Yep, and that one in the center will work just fine. So before I dress up the front, or should I dress up, I'll dress up the front first. I'm just going to use a little bit more cheesecloth. And then I'm going to put this little butterfly on because it's just a cute little thing with the word smile. And that's how we're going to do that one. And this is also just another way to build up your stash of ephemera. I have some loose ones on there. And I have glue on my fingers, so it's all sticking to my fingers. Okay, so let's see where we want this butterfly and where we want this. I might better put smile on there first. Okay. So there's that. A lot of times I like to put a little gem on my butterflies. I think I'll just put them two right there on his body. It just dresses them up a little bit. And then I think across there I'll just put a double row. I don't think a double row is too much. I think the double row would look better than the single row. So we'll just put a double row. Well, that nozzle's too small. Let me get my other one. There. I think that looks pretty with the yellow flowers. All right, now on the back, I just have this little paper clip. I just cut another piece of paper. I'll just put a little glue in here to glue this together. Just to have something to glue my paper clip to. Now that strawberry's upside down, so this is going to be our right side. So the little one is going to go on the inside. So we have more grab for putting on the, holding stuff on the right side. So I'm just going to put Fabri-Tac around my paper clip. And that's quite a lot of glue. And then I'm going to glue it up towards the top and the center. Just hold down on that paper clip for a minute to make sure that it adheres. And we have an altered paper clip. And anytime I do an altered paper clip, I use Fabri-Tac because it's a heavier glue. You can use whatever you want, but I would suggest a heavier glue to hold it on. So let's see that envelope again. So there we go. And you can just paper clip that right inside of your journal, your scrapbook, anything like that. You don't want to pull on it too hard till it gets a chance to set, because it's not set. Because it takes a few minutes for it to dry. So, And the papers go good where the way they're highlighted at the top. So them are my Matchbook Notepads. So what do you think? Okay, so let me know what you think down in the comments. If you like my video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, I just invite you to subscribe to my channel. And until next time, happy crafting. Bye for now.